Very good morning to you. Today I'll take you to my school days. My schooling started rather early. I was only four and a half. It was a tribal school, and most of the students were tribal and very poor. I don't remember so much about that school, but I do remember my Father Benjamin. He used to adore me, and there are so many memories, but very faint. And I stayed in that school for 6 months. But I do remember the next school I joined, and that was Bal Bharti Public School. And the one reason I recall that school was my principal, Mrs. Ahalya Sahay. Ahalya Sahay was an extraordinary person, and she was so much ahead of her time. She married Mr. Sahay, who was the director of our school, and both of them they established that school, and she really added brick by brick to make that school. It was a small place, and it wasn't easy in 70s to start a school on your own with little or no support coming from government or from elsewhere. In fact, she was so smart that she convinced one of the local politicians, Mr. Sher Bahadur, who was MLA of that area, and he used to have huge properties. So she convinced Mr. Sher Bahadur to rent one of the properties, and she started her school from there. And in that time, she was MA in English, and what a command of literature she had. Apart from being principal, she also used to teach her English, and she was the first person who taught me in the world of Shakespeare and Keats. It was such a fabulous thing to do, and on a child of 6, 7 years, it made a monumental impression until right from that time I got hooked to the English literature, though the later on I did not pursue the language. I went into pure science, and that's it. But my soul always was wandering there uh, in the musical and the literary parts of Shakespeare. So I was telling you about Ahalya Sahay. Ahalya Sahay was so extraordinary. She was so much ahead of her times. She was one tall, beautiful lady, and she was quite fashionista of her time. In small time, in small towns, when people are dressed, the normal ways, she used to dress up in the most stylish way. Though she wore a sari, but what a way she wore, and she had such a magnetic personality. And when she used to wear that chiffon sari and with goggles on her eyes, and what a confidence she exuberated through her gait. And in fact, she had a one-to-one contact and communication with all the students. It was a small school, and there were around 300 students. But she knew all of them face to face, and she didn't only know the students, but she also knew all their parents. She was especially very fond of my father, and she used to say that your father is the most handsome man in the town. It was a small town, and there were not many people well dressed. And she always looked to those opportunities when my father used to visit for the PTM. They were very wide and few because my father, being in the job, was a busy man. He hardly got time, and the mostly PTMs were unrepresented, and there were only few occasions when my father came in to attend that PTM, and we used to love those moments. In fact, she used to tell me that, mm, yes, I'm looking forward to see your father because there are not many good, smart people around, and it's really a pleasure to talk to you. Now, when I think about those things, well, I think she may have got some huge crush for my father. But jokes apart, she was one very fabulous lady. And one incident I remember, we had a small cricket team in our school. There were bits and pieces player. In fact, I also was sort of an all-rounder, not much of a player, a bit of a batsman, but I was a fabulous fielder. And in fact, on the strength of my fielding prowess, I used to walk in most of the teams in the city. And when we decided to have our cricket team and the first match with the most strongest team in the town, well, we are not unanimous as who will be the captain. I couldn't have imposed myself on the team, though it was me who started all the cricketing activities in the school. So we all, the teammates, went to our principal, and that was the most natural thing to do. We are so small, and she was not only principal, but she was also our confidant, friend, philosopher, and mentor. And we went to her. She was sitting in her cabin, and I asked her, "Ma'am, so we have decided to have this cricket team, and we are going to have a match with the senior school, the strongest cricketing team in the town." She was amazed. She said, "I didn't know you guys play cricket. When do you find time?" Then I said, "Mostly after our classes are over, and our classes used to be over by 4. So from around 4 to 5:30, we used to play cricket." And maybe she wasn't aware of it. So she said, "Well, how can you play a match with the big boys? They are the stronger team." And well, I didn't know that you play cricket and you have just started. So then I said, "Ma'am, it is not important we win or lose, but it is more important that we take this challenge because the challenge came from their side. Because our school was some sort of elite school, and everybody wanted to have some kind of interaction, and that was in that spirit that the challenge came in, that let's organize a match." Then she said, "Then what is the problem? If you are going to have a match, go ahead." Then someone said that we haven't decided on who will be the captain. Uh, she looked at that guy and said, "Who else but Chandrakant? He's your natural leader, and he'll be the captain. I appoint him as your captain. He'll be the captain of Bal Bharti Public School." That was so nice of her, so touching for her. Well, I don't know she knew much about cricket, but she was very fond of me. Not only my father, she was very fond of me because I was the topper of my class, and she was very much into studies, and she used to adore those boys who were good in academics, and that was how I became the school captain. And we had that match on the next Sunday, and that team also had my elder brother, and he was captaining the other side. It was so such a nice coincidence. Well, we lost that match because they're so good. In fact, we lost by innings, but the hallmark, the personal achievement for me was that I took 7 catches. I took 7 catches and I got the award for the best fielder, though we lost that match by innings, but I don't regret. It was a fabulous day, and my entire school came to watch me in the local ground. They cheered me so wildly. We lost the match, but we won the hearts. And when in the evening we assembled for an impromptu meeting, they gave me uh, that guard of honor, which is reserved for very few people. That was for In fact, one of the girls said that, well, it doesn't matter, we lost the match, but we really loved that moment when you took catch of the your the other side captain, who incidentally was my brother. In fact, I caught him in both innings. In the first inning, he got 30 odd runs, but in the second inning, I caught him on zero because he was the opening batsman. We lost the match, but we won the heart. So that was it, and that was Ahalya Sahay, the peerless personality from Bal Bharti Public School. I'll always adore her. I'll always keep her in a very special place in my heart. And that's it for now, guys. Thank you very much. It's a time of pandemic. Please take good care of yours, and God bless you. Love you all. Bye.